44. Okay. What percent of the sales are 16 ounce? 20%? So how do I get total sales for 16 ounce beverages? 500 times? So let's do it.
Oh, 1750 times 20%.
Right.
700.
That can't be right. Is that right?
It's 3,500.
3,500. Okay? Now, how many of these am I going to sell in the event? Single units. What do I do?
You divide it by the $2.
The selling price. Correct. So how many is that? Probably 1,750 or something?
Mm-hmm.
So I need 1,750. We left before I asked an important question before. One of the questions that I might ask you on the exam. So we did all the hot dogs, right? And if I remember correctly, we need like 3,900 of one, 600 of another, 525 of the other. If I said, how many, if all the hot dogs use the same bun, how many buns should I use? How many buns should I buy for the event? Hot dog buns. How would you figure that? I just want to know how you would figure it.
How many?
How many hot dog buns do I need?
The same amount that you would need for hot dogs.
Right, so how many hot dogs are there?
5,047.
5,047, good. You see where you got that?
You add all of it.
That's right. So we added the 3,900 plus the 600 plus the 525.
So would you order like 6,000 so then you have extra?
I would probably recommend, now this is what I recommend to everybody, and you'll see, you know, Inna teaches event planning also, but you always want to have a little extra. Right now what we're doing is we're doing perfection, no mistakes. And I said, you want to have a few extra hot dogs. So when you had a split case, you went up. Same thing with buns. Buns are going to come either in 16 count or 12 count packages. And so you would order a few extra because you know somebody's going to drop a bun, it's going to fall on the floor. It's not going to be an exact science. So I always say order 10% more in event planning. Test purposes, we're not talking about 10% more. Okay, so when you get your exam, it's going to be just like what we're doing right now. But in practical purposes, yes, Kevin, you would order a few extra.
When is our exam?
Is that
Well, it's not
Friday?
going to be next Friday, and it's not going to be the Friday after that, so it's going to be the Friday after that, so whatever date that is.
Hold on.
Okay.
Not
that'll
next
be-
Friday, so not spring break, and not the Friday after that?
No, because when we come back from spring break, we're going to work on this more. We're going to spend the whole day on
So the
this.
following week.
So like the last Friday of March?
Yes,
Okay.
something like that. That sounds
What
right.
was that?
I don't have the syllabus in front of me, but I think that's correct.
I got the 23rd.
So that's gonna be a test
Wait,
Yes,
over this.
yes.
Wait, okay, so not spring break Friday.
Again,
And then the-
guys,
Time over.
I know you guys are students.
Time
You have a
over.
lot of fun things to do in your life, okay? Everything that we talk about, everything I say is in this book. If you read this chapter and highlight some specifics, you'll have a chance to study when you're not here, okay? I'm giving you a case history that you can work on and practice. So we're doing this one right here together. And I'm going to try to get through at least a little bit of labor, so when you go through here and you read this stuff, it sinks in. Everything I've told you is in here, in this book.
So is this a homework for me to finish?
No. So here's what I'm doing. We got off track. What I'm doing is, this is classwork, and I'm going to be a nice guy, it's spring break, so I'm not giving you any homework. I want you to keep this. Bring it back to class a couple of Fridays from now. All right? And we'll continue working on it. Do not lose this. If you want to work on it at home, if you're on an airplane headed back to Dallas or driving, or not driving, I'm doing what you're doing. But if you're on an airplane and you want to read it, fine, okay? But it's not a requirement. So you have time. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Walk me through this real quick so we can call it a day.
Spring break.
32 ounce. What's our percentage of sales for 32 ounce?
The-
60. Remember this, trivia, okay? Typically, the most often bought drink is the medium. People don't want the small, and they think the large is too big, so they typically go to medium.
Yep.
All right, so what is 60% of the 17.5? What's that number?
10,000.
10,500. What's the next thing we do, Rachel?
I'm lost, I've been lost. So I'll figure it out later, I'll read the book.
Marley, what do we do?
Divided by $3.
Divide it by $3. And that equals?
30,500.
And that's the
I said
amount.
That's
of hot
3,500, not 30,000.
dogs.
3,000.
3,000.
3,000.
And that is the number of hot dogs.
No.
Or not the hot dogs, I'm sorry,
Soda.
that's the number of 32-ounce sodas.
Yeah.
That's the number.
So
not
if I know I need, I'm going to probably sell 3,500. What does this help me prepare to do? What am I going to buy?
Cups.
Cups. Now I know I need 3,500 medium-sized cups. How many lids do I need?
3,500.
No.
How many straws do I need?
3,500.
No,
10% more.
no.
Well, no, you need to
I'm
add
I'm going to need a
those.
straw for each one of these,
Yeah.
kind of like the buns.
Also, all
Yeah.
the straws
Yeah.
are.
Okay, so let's do 44 ounce. What's that number? Must be 20.
20
Yep.
So again, it's going to be 3,500.
divided by $4.
Who said that? Ariel?
So we did 875.
875. All right. You got that. Back to the very first thing you said today when you walked in. I finally got the exam, but it's methodical. I have to go step by step by step. And typically, if you're like me, you like to do something and you want to be done within 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay? This is the same thing. So if you look, the next category is going to be draft beer. We have to repeat the process for draft beer. What's the next thing you do? Popcorn. You kind of have to repeat the same process for popcorn. Okay? Let's go to the back. Other foods. Now, I'll tell you what, let's do candy. If we did candy, what would we do?
First, you do 70,000 times 25%.
Hup, 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 hup. Candy, and how much is it? 0.05%, isn't it?
Yes.
And what is that number? Should be like $350 or something. Or 70,000 times point, what?
3,500.
That's too much.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Wait.
That's 5%. Excuse me, that's 5%.
I got.
Do this, point zero zero
I got
five,
350.
$350.
Okay.
I know point nine. See, 1% would be $700. So if it's a 0.5%, it has to be half of 700. All right. How many different categories of candy do we have?
One.
So we don't have to do all this, right? Shortcut, getting easier. What are we selling the candy for?
$2.
We divide by $2. How many candies do we need? 175, right? That was pretty easy. Let's go down to other foods. It's 12%. What's 12% of 70,000?
8,400.
8,400. Now that it's broken down into these different categories, this is almost going to be like the front page where we did hot dogs and they had different sizes. Now it's going to be the pretzel. So what is the pretzel? What percent of the sales?
10.
So it's going to be 10% times the 840, or 8,400, which equals
800.
840. And what do we sell a pretzel for?
$2.
So we're going to divide that by $2. How many pretzels do we need to order?
420.
Okay, so you know how to do this now.
I can do this.
For
This
now.
is
I feel so much better.
Yeah, this is, it's just like, I guess I should have maybe done how Marley did it because I just sat down at one time and like, once you get going, like, it's a
Hard to stop.
lot and it's really easy to make mistakes.
It was making me mad.
Yeah, like
So I had
breaking
to
it
stop.
up.
I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
Yeah,
I'll look
I
at it
think
in a
I just
couple
needed
days.
to break it up, but I didn't have time to break it up. I literally had like, what we just said, like one slot of time to get it done.
Okay. Let me reassure you, okay? if you think this is hard, when I teach the certification class, I teach for 3 days. Everything you do in the entire semester, I teach in 3 days. They take all the tests on the last day, day 4. So to your point,
But
where
this is
you-
also like industry for people that kind of have a little bit more experience than we do. so
That's
it's
exactly
kinda
right.
easier.
But let me tell you something. They don't like me either. I mean, it's frustrating. What happens is, what you find is you guys are gonna create your own fraternity or sorority or whatever you wanna call it. You guys are gonna become friends for the rest of your life because you've gone through this stretching of your minds more than maybe some other places. And you're gonna remember Caroline, okay, or Eddie, all right? And we're gonna remember Marley, slowing down.
I
breaking it
just
down.
chose this major because I didn't have any math, and I'm like in my senior year, and this is like the hardest math I've had to do in a really long time, so it's a little discouraging,
Yeah.
but it, I mean,
Well,
Well,
honestly, do you feel better?
yeah, after this class, like I feel a lot better going through it and stuff like that, but I just think initially, before, I didn't think I had enough practice like in class. Cause I wish like we could have gotten the homework back and got over the homework and stuff like that, which I know we're on a timeline, but I mean, I just feel a little bit better with it now
Okay,
than I
well,
did before.
like I say, trust me, this is not the first day I've been in class. Question?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to finish,
Oh,
because I
okay.
just,
Sorry,
is,
Pam.
yeah, I do have a question, but it's
Okay.
kind of different.
All right.
I just wanted to just double check on the date of the next exam. I just
Okay.
need to keep myself organized.
Sure.
So is it on, what,
23rd.
the 23rd?
The 30th.
So today is the
Second.
second.
The last
9th,
day
you won't have
of
anything.
March.
The 16th, we'll do more of this. The 23rd, you'll have the exam at the end of the class.
All right, that's what I want to know,
We'll,
okay.
we'll work on this stuff in the first part of class and then skip the rest of it.
And do we have like a final, like a real final in this class, right?